You are about to see one of the scariest things you've ever seen in your entire life. Did you ever go in to a haunted house? A house that was haunted by the spirit of a little girl who died a really, really long time ago? Normally I wouldn't, but for some reason that's what I'm about to do. I'm here in Goderich, and behind me is the house that we've heard is haunted. So I'm going in when it gets dark, really, really dark. But I'm not going alone. I bring a guy in with me. He's a medium. He has the gift where he can talk to spirits. He can make contact with ghosts. And I'll be honest with you, I'm really freaked out. But we're not faking any of this. If we don't see anything, you won't see anything, but something tells me that won't be the case. So don't go anywhere, because you're in for one hell of a ride. All right, I'm sitting outside a real live haunted house in Goderich. We're about to go inside as soon as it gets dark, try and make contact with some of the ghosts, but to do that, I have Brough. Brough's a medium. What's a medium?
Someone who can actually see and communicate with people who we call deceased, but who aren't actually deceased at all. I mean, if there's a ghost here tonight, I'll find her, I'll see her, and I'll communicate with her.
So you have a hair salon on the main floor. You're renting out the apartment upstairs. Tenant started telling you about strange experiences they've had, and now you're living in the apartment upstairs.
Yeah.
Are you having any weird experiences?
I try and justify them.
Like what?
Sometimes I feel that I hear my son get up and go to the bathroom in the middle of the night, and I'll get up and they're both still in their beds. Or I think I hear my cat running down the hall, and he's not. He's lying in my bed.
What form do the spirits take when they come to you?
Human form.
So you'll actually see?
Mm-hmm. As clearly as I see you or anyone else.
Okay, I moved in right after my wife and I got married in May of 2000. She often used to wake up in the middle of the night there. And one night she awoke in the middle of the night, thought she saw a kid in the hallway. The dog, Jasper. He would go through these times where he would get terror-stricken. And he would literally be shaking. And he would be pacing around from room to room in the apartment. And like literally shaking.
I think we have a little girl here tonight. She may have not known that she had passed away, and she may have even been buried on this land or in a place close to where we are right now, and she may have a sentimental attachment.
So after we moved out, some friends of ours moved in, and when they were getting ready to move in, she was staining a piece of furniture in the dining room, looking out the dining room window into the living room, and she saw a little girl looking out the living room window to the outside.
But she wasn't the only one who saw the little girl. Check out what our camera picked up. Whatever is in that window is wearing a bonnet and a black dress. Appropriate attire for someone who lived over a century ago. Even freakier is that we didn't notice the face until we watched our footage the next day.
How often do you go in the attic?
Never.
Why?
Absolutely not. Never. It's off limits.
Why?
I have no need. I have no need. You hear things.
My wife didn't like to be alone there at night. There was some interesting stuff going on there, and I don't know if it was ghosts or whatever you can call it, but there was definitely things going on there that were unusual.
I'm guessing there's probably some people who, when they hear you talk about things like that, get very skeptical.
Mm-hmm.
What do you say to that?
Always to keep an open mind, that's the important thing, and to actually not make a judgment or not come to a conclusion on what's real until you've actually examined the fact yourself. There's a lot of skeptics out there who don't actually go to haunted houses, who don't actually go to psychics to actually experience firsthand what it's like, so they really can't come to a good scientific conclusion.
It's always been a joke to me. Okay. Until I've lived here. And then once you're here and you're living here, it's like, okay, well, yeah, maybe there is something.
Does she think she's still alive?
Yeah, I don't think she understands what death is, because from what I understand, she's too young to have known what death was when she passed away herself, which is really unfortunate. They're the truly homeless. They have no home. They have to go back home, and that's what I'm here to do.
You're back with Much About Ghosts. We're in Goderich, about to go into a real live haunted house with a real live medium to find a real live ghost. I'm freaking out here. Before we go inside, let's meet the team.
I'm Brough, I'm the medium. I think we'll find a spirit, an entity, whatever you'd want to call it, and we'll figure out the history of the house.
Hey, I'm Amanda. I'll be playing the role of the crying girl tonight. Yes, I believe in ghosts. Do I see the point to needlessly freak myself out by going after ghosts? No, I don't, but I'm going to.
I'm Andy, the cameraman. My goal is to coax that little girl ghost out of her hiding and to come and attack me if she wants to. As long as she can attack me on camera, then I'm cool with that.
So what kind of stuff can I look for when I'm going through, you know, is all that
Feelings.
stuff they talk about, yeah.
If your hair stands up, they're probably with you. If you feel like someone's watching you, they're probably with you. If you see a light in the corner, or if you see a person walk by and you look at them and they're not there,
Okay.
that's what you want to look for. So the first initial shock is what you want to sort of pay attention to.
Oh, I'll pay attention. And so you've warned us there might be some problems with the equipment going in, which there already have been. The light that we've been charging all day, I just took it off the charger and the battery's pretty much almost dead.
I told you it wouldn't work.
That's I'm not even switching that. That's doing that on its own.
On its own. If something has affected the battery, it's not necessarily me, but the general energy buildup. There's definitely something here. There's going to be.
That's bizarre. Okay.
Andy's officially confused.
Okay, so we'll be venturing inside the house very soon. Until then, to get you guys in the mood, we'll go to a video that was actually shot inside the Whitby Psychiatric Hospital, a place that is said to be very haunted. It's Billy Talent's Try Honesty right here on Much About Ghosts. Okay, so we're inside the house. There's a hair studio on the main floor. Never thought a hair studio could be so scary. Although, you should have seen some of the haircuts I had. Okay, sorry. So, bro, we're gonna go from the basement to the attic, right?
To the attic, right. We're going to follow the house from the foundation to the very top, because this is a very important part of my tuning in process for me to be able to understand what happened here, the history, who might be here right now.
Okay, here's the thing about the date. I'm okay here. I feel kind of at home at a hair salon. But a basement of a really old house?
This is pretty much a crawl space. We're going to be going down around the cellar into the foundation of the house. It's unfinished, no carpets, no nothing, no comfort. It's just very cold, very damp, very dark.
Is there a light?
There might be one.
Are you scared, Amanda?
Yes.
It's nothing more than a pipe here to hang on to.
Kind of like the basement they go into at the end of Blair Witch. It's not a good sign.
So what happens if you walk down and see somebody facing a corner?
I walk down and see someone facing a corner. I think I'll throw up in fear.
What are some of the first things you start to feel, the first things you do to really tune into the spirit?
First thing always is history. I always tune into what happened here, what belongs to this land, essentially, the energy of it. I don't know how I do it. I can just see in my mind and around me, almost like you all disappear, and it's almost like it's superimposed over the bricks, everything what used to be here.
Hey, I'm glad to have you here because there's no way in hell I would ever come here alone, ever. So are you starting to feel anything now?
Yeah, I've seen the spirit, I've seen the person who's here. It's a little girl, I'm sure of that. The foundation is the most important part of the house because essentially the foundation can't change. I always say the spirit's more attached to the land than it is the actual walls. So.
Do you think that would be the case with the spirit of a little girl?
Absolutely. For some reason she's stuck here. This is her home, She doesn't want to leave it.
I'm so jumpy.
Things that go bump in the night. Her name was Gracie, and her last name was L, and it started with an L. I don't know the full last name. It reminds me of Lawrence. It reminds me of Laurier, you know, something strange like that, but it starts with an L.
Okay, I could go home now if you want. Anyway, you're in the basement. I'm feeling nauseous. With the lights on, so I'm okay. The lights on and we're all here together. Which brings me to what we're about to do next. Night vision. We have some night vision cameras. I don't know why. We're gonna turn off the lights. 'Cause that's always what they do in horror movies before they die. Yeah, stick around. I'm feeling like vomiting.
It's because you can pick up on the thickness of the energy. It's thick down here. We want to move up because this is where she was buried. She was buried on the property.
God.
She was buried on the property in the backyard.
Okay, so...
Turn on the lights!
Turn it on! Please turn on the lights!
Jesus Christ!
Just back where we were, behind where the stump was, behind where we parked, where the trees are.
Keep taping. What were you saying?
Behind where the stump was, where we parked, that's where she's buried, a little coffin. I'll open the door, I'll show you where she was buried. We'll take you out back. Okay, you're gonna want to hang on to me, Amanda, because there's 2 steps here. You'll trip over if you don't.
Where are we going?
See, you are psychic. You know that I'm a klutz.
We're going to the backyard, just outside where the stairwell is. I'm going to show you where this child was buried. Buried after the funeral of her. It looks like she was buried around this area. I wouldn't be surprised if she was in another yard even.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Other people may experience hauntings as well as, you know, the people who live here in Goderich.
I feel like I just am hearing things.
She was,
It's
her
just
grave
wind. It's just
right
wind.
about
It's
here.
just wind.
Right about here.
Would someone normally go to the spot where they were buried?
No, but it would be a reason for a child to think. Could you imagine how confused you were if you were a child and you saw your own self lying in a coffin? You're going to stay here. You're going to think that that's where they are, that's where you are, because when you're dead, you have no sense of time.
So how many years ago do you think she died?
Over 100. She was buried in about 1896, 1898, 1896 or 1898. I could be wrong by a year or two, but
Okay.
check me on that.
If I live to do so.
Where
Where did Brough go? I don't want to be out here alone. Cause bustin' makes me feel good. This is much about ghosts. We're checking out a real haunted house in Goderich. We've already been through the basement. A little girl haunts this place. Behind me, acting as a hairdresser, is Brough, our medium. Because on the main floor of the house, now there's a hair salon. Stop. This is the scene in the horror movie where everyone's having fun and laughing, and then they're like, hey, where's Andy? And then they find his body. Okay.
I hope not.
I feel that there's something definitely here. I want to track her down. I hope to make contact very soon. I can feel some more technical difficulties are going to come up with Andy and the camera. We're definitely going to catch more orbs.
We're making our way through a real haunted house, basement to the attic being probably the spookiest part. We're about to hit the 2nd floor, right?
The place where people live.
Real people, huh?
Real people. Well, dead people too.
You know, whatever.
We found some death notices and some death cards when we renovated, and there was a whole box of things. We kind of just put 2 and 2 together and said, okay, this must be the little girl that the tenants are talking about.
Holding a death card for a little girl that died a really, really long time ago. And it says, if you look carefully on the bottom, her last name, just like Brough said, is actually Lawrence.
Her last name was L, and it started with an L. I don't know the full last name. It reminds me of Lawrence. It reminds me of Laurier, you know, something strange.
Kind of creeped out. Haven't held anyone's death card before.
As if holding someone's death card isn't scary enough, while getting this footage, our mics picked up this terrifying scream. It was only when we listened back that we heard this chilling shriek. Yeah, here's what it sounds like slowed down.
Can we not go in the attic? You're back with Much About Ghosts. We're checking out a haunted house in Goderich with a medium, going through the house from top to bottom. We've checked out the basement, the main floor, backyard, second floor, all leading up to this moment. I don't want to go upstairs.
Just hang on to me. Stay close.
It's the attic. We're going into the attic. You know, for the ghost place.
Open the door more.
You can go first.
Okay. Now, I feel a lot of stuff up here. A lot. She comes up here for sure.
If you're watching this and you think we're faking any of this stuff, we're not. I'm scared. I don't like this. There's a cat. The cat just scared the hell out of me. Oh.
Started raining. We're gonna be stuck up here for a long time, actually.
What? It's the middle of the night in a haunted house, and it's raining.
Mm-hmm.
And I have shivers everywhere. There's not a lot of light. There are a lot of shadows, piles of different things.
But I feel that we'll catch her. If she's here tonight, we'll see her on tape.
There's a lot of dark corners you can't see into. There's an old office chair just sitting there by the window, and it feels like it hasn't been moved in who knows how long. The ceilings are really high. It's exactly what you would picture a spooky attic to look like.
Arrange them in a sort of a circle and light them. It just gives her a beacon to find us, to know that something's happening.
They're banging on the windows.
Yeah, I hear that too.
It's okay.
Bro.
It's okay. I'll make contact with her, and hopefully we'll get a lot more banging when that time comes. Let's get the night vision camera up here. I think we're about ready for that. I'm already in contact, emotionally, but to talk to her, she actually has to pay some kind of attention to me. I can't force it.
So is it better for me to keep talking to you right now, or do you need to?
You can talk to me as long as you want. It's not going to change. She's starting to come up now, though.
Okay.
Yeah. She's coming up the steps. She's starting to come up now, though.
Okay.
Yeah. She's coming up the steps. It's so strange because you can't hear her and you can't see her, whereas I can. But she's right at the stairs, right near Kim. It's like she's safe with Kim. She's saying hello right now. She's asking you what your name is. Gracie's asking Kim her name, and she's saying, my name's Gracie. She says, have you seen my father? She wants to know if you've seen her father. She just touched your knee. Did you feel that? She wants to know if you've seen her father.
Should Kim answer her?
No.
Many people believe that an orb is the way that a spirit manifests itself on film. They appear as small balls of light which travel at very fast speeds. And when Brough mentioned Gracie being around Kim, an orb zipped by. Here's another sighting.
Okay, so we're still sitting in the circle. I'm feeling kind of an eerie calm right now. Brough says that Gracie's somewhere in this room.
Looks like we weren't alone.
She comes up here a lot. This is her place. It's her room.
This is so freaky. It's really late at night. We've spent the night going through a haunted house, trying to get into contact with a little girl who died here over 100 years ago. Brough, as a medium, tried to do that. What did we see tonight?
I saw a little girl. Of course, her name was Gracie. I saw the last name of L, which we found out later word on the death certificate that her father's last name was Lawrence.
Not to mention all the technical difficulties, lights flashing on and off, just the feeling of unquestionable fear, back pain, shivers. All of a sudden rain that just stopped. Again, a lot of weird things happened tonight.
I think we found a few interesting validations, which kind of confirms the existence of the paranormal, psychic ability maybe, and that there is someone here. I hope she leaves, because no one should stay in this godforsaken place we call Earth.
He's a little dramatic. Sigh of relief. I'm at the bottom of the attic steps, which means we're getting out of here. This has been Much About Ghosts. Thank you so much for watching. Saw some spooky stuff tonight, a lot of stuff that makes you think twice about sleeping with the lights off. That's it. Have a good night and a very happy Halloween.
Holy shit,